going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Yash Talks Football. And this is not a video that I wanted to make because it's been a bad week. A very, very bad week to be an Arsenal fan. And even last night, I think, put the nail in the coffin as to how awful this week has been. But before we get into it, make sure you are like, sub, and sharing the content around. Getting closer and closer to 210. So if you haven't hit the subscribe button, make sure to do so, like, share, comment, do whatever you've got to do to help the channel grow. Now, I'll get the obvious part out of the way because we obviously went out to Paris Saint-Germain midweek. It was pretty much a spineless performance from the team. If you haven't seen my match reaction, go check it out. It's probably, I think it's the last video that I did upload on this channel. And yeah, there were some things that we had to discuss when it comes to the team, the manager, the players, the fan base, the standards of this club, how bad they dropped. But I do want to sort of discuss that today because we've just seen our two rivals, Manchester United and Tottenham Hotspur, of all teams, qualify for the Europa League final. And you would think that seeing those two teams in a Europa League final, bearing in mind how awful they've been this season, we've not been good, but they've been next level of low. We've seen them qualify for the Europa League final, so either one of them will win that competition. Not including Chelsea, well, including Chelsea as well, because they got to the Conference League final, and they're playing Real Betis. And in my opinion, I think Betis will win that competition, over Chelsea. However, that's not the point. The fact they've got to the finals, Tottenham, Man United, and Chelsea, while we're trophyless again, for what, the fifth season in a row since we won that FA Cup back in 2020. And you think there would be outroar from Arsenal fans, particularly on social media. You know, how can we let Tottenham go into a final? Ange might win a trophy in his second season. Amorim might win a trophy in his first season at the club. But no, I'm seeing so many excuses when it comes to that. And if I'm being real, it makes me feel sick because if any of them was to win the trophy, well, to me personally, because I never grew up on the Manchester United-Arsenal rivalry, because I was born in 2006, so all that had really passed by, but I still don't like Man United. But if the worst was to happen to Tottenham, because in my opinion, the worst thing is Tottenham winning that trophy. If they were to win that competition, not only do they actually go above us in European, well, they're already above us, but they go even further, I'm pretty sure, when it comes to European trophies. I'm not sure how many they've got, but I know we've got 2. Albeit they've actually got the UEFA Cup or Europa League, as it's known as now. Then this whole thing about taking time, it needs 5 years. We need phases. We need Arteta needs Ange needs every single player under the sun to actually get to winning trophies. All that is in the bin, and I'm seeing so many comments like, "Oh, it's only the Europa League. Oh, it's only the Conference League. I'd rather finish second or third wherever we finish. I'd rather finish in the top 4 or top 5 so I can have a go at the Champions League next season." It's all a load of bollocks, let's be real, because one of them are about to win a trophy along with Chelsea, while we're going another year without one. There has to be a point where, as a fan base, you wake up and realise this can't continue any further. This manager needs to go because, yes, you can say we've had injuries and we have an injury crisis, which we don't, by the way. We only got a few players out, and the players that are out, apart from Gabriel Magalhaes, no one would put in this team right now. I don't know what happened there, but okay, we're back now anyway. Can't remember where I was, but I'm going to move on to Arteta anyway because I'm pretty sure that's what I was talking about. Arteta after the game, there's so many quotes that I've seen where you can tell he's rattled. He mentioned after the game against PSG that the PSG bench said that Arsenal were the better team over 2 legs, and then straight away Luis Enrique pretty much muddied that, saying that no one ever said that. So, and there was another quote saying that Liverpool getting as many, I'm paraphrasing here, but it was something about Liverpool getting the points they did. If Liverpool got the points they did, Liverpool got less points, than we did over the past 2 seasons, trying to imply basically that we've done such a good job over the past couple of seasons. They should have had 2 Premier League titles. I'm paraphrasing, but it was along them lines. It was basically making excuses for Liverpool winning the league. And ironically, we've got Liverpool on Sunday, which is going to be great. That's all we need, a trip to Anfield after we've just been embarrassed out of the Champions League. But look, you can tell this guy is getting rattled, and the only reason I believe he's not gone at the end of this season is because the fan base won't. The fan base won't budge. They're happy with Arteta. They're happy with finishing second, and the amount of people I've seen that saying, they would rather finish high in the league, challenging for a title because we haven't challenged this season, than getting to a Europa League final and have had a chance of winning it. But look, it's been a horrible season. There will be a season review coming out on the channel because there is a massive debrief that needs to happen, and what needs to happen on the pitch and also off the pitch, because at least off the pitch now we have Andrea Berta. That's one thing I can be positive about, and basing off his track record at Atletico Madrid, I'm sure that he will do some good business. However, I've got to see if, number one, he has the power, and number two, the profile of players that he wants to bring in, because Arteta cannot have any say really in this transfer window at all, because we've seen when you give him 800, near enough 800 million, you see the absolute dross that he puts out on that football pitch. And yes, there's injuries, but there isn't actually many. Gabriel Magalhaes is the only one that really you'd say that starts in our team. Because Calafiori is shit. Kai Havertz is shit. Jesus can't stay fit. Tomiyasu is even alive. Like I've not seen that guy in ages, so not even on the bench at all. And there is one more I can't think of, but Ben White when he was not fit, but now he's, and also Jorginho, but he's going anyway to Flamengo in the summer. And look, we have a massive rebuild in the summer. That's one thing we can say, because we got to get at least 2 new midfielders. We got to get do we have to get a left back? Probably, because Zinchenko and Tierney are most likely going to go, so we only have Lewis Skelly left really in Calafiori, so we need to get a left back, in my opinion. Kivior will probably go. Saliba, I wouldn't rule that out just yet, because Madrid are lurking apparently. We need a number 10, not even to just back up Erdegaard to even replace him, because that guy, I've had enough of that guy. We need probably a couple of left wingers and a right winger, and I say we do need a striker, but then this Arteta guy doesn't like strikers apparently, but hopefully Andrea Berta brings in one. But yeah, that's all I have ready for today. It's just, discussing the state of our club and the amplifications this season can have on the club in general. Because if Man United or Tottenham win that trophy, well, either one of them will, but it is not going to be a good look at all, and some serious questions need to be asked. Well, not even need to be asked, things need to happen, i.e. this manager getting sacked. But yeah, it is what it is. Remember, like, sub, and share the content around, and I'll see you lot in the next video.